Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.
Okay. Hello and welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Daria. We have with us Mr. Kailash Lalpuria, Executive Director and CEO at Indocount Industries, joining in. Welcome to the show, Mr. Lalpuria. My first question coming to you over here is what is your view with regards to the readiness of the Indian textile sector, firstly, to capitalize on the backlash against China? Because now a lot of manufacturers have started to look at India as a manufacturing hub.
See, we believe that the China plus one strategy, which we have indicated earlier, is will play over a long-term duration and will help Indian manufacturers to raise their market share globally in the global trade. And the suppliers are all looking for a second source, giving away their dependence on a single geography. Along with that, the government is also exploring ideas how they can further promote Atmanirbhar Bharat. That
Mm,
will definitely, with their policies and regulation, will support the Indian manufacturers. And overall, Indian textile manufacturing is at a sweet spot because they have done well in the last 2 decades, particularly in textile, contributing both to employment and the GDP, and the government will give full support thereby. Also because we are having abundant raw material supply and a traditional, textile labor force. So with all this, with the capacities and capabilities, we strongly believe that India will play a major role in the textile area globally.
right. So with this, that's on the global demand. Now, if we talk about the domestic market as well, uh, home has become center stage with work from home. Do you think this is a trend that will sustain in post-COVID era? What's your outlook?
See, work from home has become a new norm, and particularly home is at the center stage, as you rightly said, where everything relating to work or leisure or entertainment, everything is happening at home.
Hmm.
And the social distancing norm, everything is also playing out. So people are aware that they need to be more careful. So while working as well. Also, importantly, the health, hygiene, and wellness, that sector has picked up.
Hmm.
And post COVID, we believe that, the people are becoming more aware of the health, hygiene, and wellness, of their own as well as their families. So they will work from home. This will kick the home textile consumption further
Hmm.
and will accelerate the demand environment for home textile further, which we have also been able to observe in our order book position going forward. So we strongly feel that the home textile demand will sustain and will further play an important role in the entire global trade.
Right. So with this, what is the plan for Indocount with regards to building a brand in the domestic market? Because you have been highlighting your focus on B2C and D2C segments with new brand launches, product developments, partnerships as well.
See, as stated in our con call, we are strongly moving towards B2C and D2C brands. And we are making our brands visible through various digital presence in the social media. And we have built in a very strong team further to strengthen our distribution base as well as our marketing
Hmm.
pan India. We are already serving a couple of LFS, large format stores, I mean, and distribution base pan India into 20 states
Hmm.
with 500 point of sales location.
Hmm.
So we are further going to strengthen this going forward. And for this, we have also launched, apart from boutique living, which we had launched 3 years back, a new brand which is for the masses, that is Layers. and this carries the entire home textile category. So we are not restricting only to bed linen, and this will serve the masses. The boutique living is positioned into the mid market, and we are further going to go all in out to serve the elite customers as well by promoting boutique living luxury, which will be a D2C brand. And so we will be taking care of the good, better, best side of the retail and further promoting our brand Span India in the time to come.
Right. So, with your current capacity, you've given us a guidance of around 75 plus million meters in FY21. What would your capex plan be? I mean, how much are we looking to spend?
See, we, with our current capacity of 90 million meters and with the guidance which we have given that this year will be 75 million plus, we still have some capacities to serve for FY21.
Hmm.
And thereafter, we have also given the indication that the board has given direction to the project committee, which is already on the drawing board, to see that how we can enhance our capacity further, both
Hmm.
brownfield and greenfield. So soon we will finalize that, and we will announce that very soon once we get the approval of the board of the plan which we have in mind.
Right. Mr. Lalpuria, overall, last couple of months, we've seen a spike that has come in with regards to cotton prices. From here on, what are your views? Do you think the up move will continue, or do you see some bit of stabilization?
See, cotton consumption has moved up, as well as because of being a sustainable fiber, it has moved up, but also the production has also moved up.
Hmm.
India is a surplus country with cotton, but the mismatch happened because of the COVID between the demand and supply. And the demand got consolidated, which triggered the prices to a upper level. Also, the Chinese cotton from the Xinjiang area
Hmm.
was banned by the US customs, and the Chinese cotton from Xinjiang, it constitutes almost 80% of the Chinese cotton supply, as well as 20% of the overall cotton supply in the global cotton trade.
Hmm.
So it is quite substantial. And once that supply chain goes out, it further triggered the prices to a new level. And also, the MSP decided by the Indian government, and with CCI buying the surplus cotton from the marketplace, has given the farmers, their realization of a higher price. But we have handled such situation in the past, and we are quite uh, we strongly believe that we will be able to do so. And cotton being a global phenomena, you see, our buyers would also understand, being a global commodity and everyone asking for a price rise, we believe that it should be passed on to the
Hmm.
buyers and the consumers.
Right. Apart from that, overall across the supply chain, suppliers and retailers are developing products that offer eco-friendly features. Where do you think Indocount stands to offer sustainable products?
See, sustainability is in our DNA, in our organization. We are trying to build it as a core competence by promoting sustainable fibers not only into our product, but also making an assessment in our overall operations, whether it is people, process, product, emission on environment. We are working in all phases, in all stages. And we are participating with Walmart as well on the Giga Guru project, which is addressing concerns of reducing the green gas emissions. So
Hmm.
we are participating with them, and we are also recognized among the top 20 Giga Gurus worldwide. We have also launched a sustainable cotton initiative called Gagan uh, in Maharashtra state, in Chandrapur district,
Hmm.
and where we are helping farmers to grow BCI cotton, making them aware of how to protect their soil, crop, drip irrigation, etc., and
Hmm.
how to increase their yield. The basic idea is to provide them support and guidance where we can make them help realizing better yields for cotton, thereby improving their lifestyle. We have recently also going to launch an organic cotton initiative also in Amravati or Vidarbha district. So
Okay.
that we will soon announce as well. But we are taking all kinds of steps towards having sustainability address,
Mm,
because this is a big issue in India as well as globally, where climatic changes are impacting the lives of the farmer. And since we are into the cotton textile sector,
mm.
and we believe that the farmers should be helped, so we are taking all types of steps in order to further strengthen our sustainability approach.
Right. So overall, if you have to see the different segments of business between fashion, utility, institutional, what is the kind of revenue contribution we are seeing, and what is the margin profile looking like? And do we have any plans on catering to the entire range of home textile products?
See, we had decided in last 3 years to move into the and stay focused into the bed linen segment rather than going
Hmm.
into other home textile products, which is working out very well for us, because we have inched up to almost 15% of our sales coming from fashion, utility, and institutional bedding, which forms part of
Hmm.
the bed linen segment. Now, this is a huge segment, almost of $10 billion market, where China is
Hmm.
dominating with almost 75% plus market share. So even a small market share shift would give opportunity not only to us, but to all other Indian players. So this is a strong category where we are working both in the front end and the back end to see how we can promote and accelerate the
Hmm.
marketing and distribution of this product category. We have built up design houses in major cities in the world, and we have also invested into the back end process and the distribution base, which we have in Charlotte, both for case pack and pick and pack, so that we can serve all kinds of customers. So we are going pretty strong into these categories, and the margin, of course, into these categories are higher than the normal margin.
Hmm. Hmm. So if you have to look at FY21 and 22, what's your outlook with regards to growth and order book?
The order book is healthy as what we have stated, and we are into more into replenishment businesses, wherein we have a long view on the order book position, and we have to go along with our customer base who are supporting us. So we are seeing a positive growth in the coming future into different categories which we promote, and we are among the top three players in the sheet set area, having a good market share both in the US and UK market. And once we sign an FTA with Europe, we hope that we will be able to expand that market as well, because for the last decade we have performed well with our customer and build relationship with all elite major retailers worldwide,
Hmm.
and we see a positive growth for the company in the future. And textile being an important sector in India, will get all type of support system from the government, because it is an important contributor to the employment and the GDP growth. So we feel that this sector will do very well.
Right. And has the company experienced any logistical challenges in terms of container availability or increase in freight costs, especially from the export perspective as well?
Yes, we did face challenges, because during the lockdown also and post lockdown, because the movement was restricted between states and within the states as well. So
Hmm.
there were challenges, but our team overcome it. And especially because we are a long term player in exports, we have got good relationship with the shipping companies who have also helped us timely,
Hmm.
helped us into getting the containers. But overall, there is a challenge. The freight cost also has gone up, which we need to address, and we have requested the Indian government also to see how they can help us, providing helping us into this particular factor.
Right. And overall, if you go to see with regards to where, we've spoken about the export market, we've seen how the domestic works. Now, in the budget, the government did announce PLI schemes that could benefit textile companies. Do we see any benefit of the same for Indocount?
See, as I mentioned, the textile sector overall is a major contributor to the GDP as well as the employment generation. And there was a study also in the recent past where they found that the textile sector provides more employment per crore rather than even the IT industry. So, given this fact, the government has put textile sector as a priority sector under PLI. The details are being worked out. The government is working upon a new textile policy which they will announce shortly, and we hope that the government provides the necessary support with proper policy and regulations under the PLI scheme to promote textiles out of India and also in the domestic area as well.
So my
Yes.
question was basically, with the PLI schemes that we've discussed already, from here on, what according to you needs to be done for the textile industry as a whole?
See, the textile industry is a large traditional industry wherein, there are reforms which the government is thinking about reducing the logistic cost through infrastructure building, through availability of, raw material in a proper way, making policies which are conducive to the textile trade, reducing and rationalizing the duties on the MMF segment where it is lagging behind to a great extent, because still we are 25% to 30% expensive in MMF segment than China, and signing FTAs with Canada where we are paying 18% duty, as well as in Europe we are paying 9.6% duty, whereas countries, textile producing countries like Bangladesh and Pakistan having no duties to pay. Then there are various FTAs which are getting signed up, between Vietnam, between Cambodia, between Indonesia, between Sri Lanka, which are coming up very rapidly into textile. And Pakistan and Bangladesh, of course, are textile producing countries, wherein you will notice that 85% of textile is supplied globally to the world by the Southeast Asian countries only. There are 5 countries: China, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Vietnam. And now Cambodia, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, they are all developing up. So we need, good policies, regulations, wherein, they sign up FTA with different countries, which will help us to further promote this sector. And India has got a strong base because India has got abundant raw material supply. India has got a traditional skilled labor. Uh, India has got a domestic market to support the export market, wherein countries like developed countries like Europe and USA, they don't have a export market. They have just a domestic market, whereas India has both. So all these factors will definitely, if the government looks into it seriously and provides necessary support going forward, I think the dream of our Prime Minister, that Atmanirbhar Bharat, will certainly become true, and we are seeing that the government is taking necessary steps to see that it is how the segment and the sector can further be elevated to the next level. So we are seeing a positive approach from the government side. But if we speeden up a little bit, those regulations, those policy support, I think the textile sector will perform much better in time to come, because there are huge opportunities where India is not having a proper market share, say particularly in the cotton, fashion bedding, utility, institutional bedding. India still are at a premature stage of only having 10% market share, rather as compared to China, where it has more than 75% market share. So uh, the government's support is needed with a proper policy outlook, which will further strengthen our sector to perform well, going forward.
Absolutely, Mr. Lalpuria rightly pointed out that a lot of support that needs to come in for us to make India competitive in the global marketplace, because that's what is needed for growth from here on. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It was a pleasure to have you. Great insights. I hope you enjoyed the conversation as well, and hope to speak to you soon again. Stay safe.
Thank you for inviting me for this webinar, and nice to meet you again, Hiral. Thanks for all your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and have a safe day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.